racers and like people who actually,
Right.
were, street racers. They had the racers, they had the muscle cars, they had like it's a whole culture of car enthusiasts and street racers that were behind Fast and the Furious. Fast forward, once you kind of latch on to that, you've got your fan, you've got at least a dedicated fan base who's gonna come see sequels just because of that. Then once you got people invested in the story and the characters, and I mean, they just want to see it just because it's coming out at this point. I don't know anybody that's still
true.
technically in just like Transformers. We all knew that shit it just got progressively worse and it's not gonna get no better. But they're gonna keep coming out with it because Transformers has some familiarity that's tied to it. It's got an established storyline, fan base, and all that kind of stuff. So
And Bumblebee, like, who's not gonna watch some of the cool cars? And I think
I ain't watched
the
that shit.
cool thing is like after they transition the cars, like update them, because it's kind of like you almost want to see the newest thing that you think is gonna be out anyway with cars. So I like cars. I'm a car fan, even though I can't name half of them. I just know what I like.
Yeah.
Ooh, shiny, pretty, fast. There you go.
But Khujoe nailed it when he talked about Transformers, where when the first one came out, man, it was the same thing with Fast and Furious. It was like it was cool. It was like, okay, this is something fresh and something new. And then using Transformers 2 as an example, I remember we was talking about that at work, like, yo, man, can't wait to go check this out. It's gonna be grand, man. It's gonna be great. Come back after seeing that the next day, I was like,
no. So Transformers 2, it had to sit with you for a while because in the movie theater, like you all in, like, yeah. And then when you walked out, you're like, wait a minute, what did I just see?
You know what I felt that way
in your
about?
mind, you still like I just saw Optimus and Bump, you know what I'm saying? Like I saw the whole squad and like it's still tugging at that part of you that's like a kid playing, you know what I'm saying, playing with the Transformers, but then you got the jive talking cars and everything else, and you start reflecting like, wait, what just happened?
Yeah,
you know
like,
what movie had me like that? I've never watched Star Wars and everybody hyped it. So when I watched the last one, I was just like, is this what everybody was tripping about?
You started Star Wars at the end? Like recent?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like the last one that came out, and then like all of the Star Wars fans were pissed. And I was like, thank you, because that movie sucked. Like it was just not very good.
But how could you follow it though when you missed all the ones beforehand?
Now, you don't know anything about the universe. You just went right in and just started watching the last movie in the entire 60-year history.
I was supporting my brother, who is a huge Star Wars fan, and he wanted to go. And I asked him, I said, well, do I really need to watch like the other ones to understand it? He was just like, no. So
he lied big time. He lied to get you there.
But this is the thing. Why did all the other people hate it? Like I was just kind of like, okay, people died. I didn't really understand. They hyped it all around the one chick, but then she was just like Captain Save Everybody. And it was just kind of like a typical white woman savior movie. Like it was just kind of like they had all these other powerful people in the movie, but they didn't really use them. It was just her.
Fanboys didn't like it because it changed up the what they were used to in that universe, and that's being white male leads. Essentially, so when they brought in a woman, everybody thought it was like too woke or whatever. Like they thought they were just kind of catering to the current, environment or whatever. And then it's fanboys don't like change, but they want to see new stuff. And that's not just with Star Wars. That's across anything. It's like we want to see something new, but the same new that we're used to seeing.
I didn't like how they kind of like made the minority people. I didn't like how they kind of made the black people not black people, because there was an Asian lady in there too, an Asian actress. They had her kind of pining after, I guess, maybe the white guy. But the white guy wanted the white girl, and they kind of had the black guy pining after the white girl, but she didn't want anybody. So it was just really weird. I don't know. Whoever created those character storylines was horrible. Yeah, we can cut the Star Wars talk if we want to, but
oh yeah, no, I hadn't seen it. Shit, man, the last Star Wars I saw was
you can probably say it was episode 1.
Yeah, it might. No, not episode 1. No, it was
What are the white
the one with
robots called?
the
Because
one
I
with
was about to
Anakin
call
as a
them Snow
kid
Patrol.
when he brought Jar Jar Binks in.
Yeah, that's episode 1.
That's episode 1? When he was a
Yeah.
kid? Oh, okay, I'm tripping it. Yeah, that was it. That was, I think, episode 1.
But see, what threw you off is that episode 1 came out in like 99, and it's like,
That's right.
oh, but this comes before the ones in the 70s.
That's right. That's
episode 1.
I was thinking, when you said episode 1, I went to episode 2.
Yep.
Visually in my head, that's where I went. But yeah, that was episode 1. Sorry.
But I mean, to your point in the beginning though about Fast and the Furious, like again, nobody would have said 20 years ago, because I went to the theater to see the first one. You know, I'm like 21 when that movie came out, so I'm like, all right, you know, this is a pretty good little popcorn flick. Felt good coming out of there, but I didn't say, hey, this is the birth of a franchise. You know, about to make.
No, I didn't see that coming at all.
The birth of a franchise.
I didn't see that coming at all.
Maybe a sequel, but not at this point where we're in 2021 talking about another 2 of them are coming.
Seriously?
They keep making them because people keep paying to see them. Stop
They make $1 billion.
movies.
They make $1 billion off top.
These movies are not good. I haven't seen them, and I can tell you that they're not good. I don't want to see them.
Well, what about Hobbs and Shaw? I need to watch that. I didn't really get to watch that.
Not terrible. It'll do. Like if you need something to watch, it'll do. It's not bad like that. Yeah, it'll do.
So answer me this. So what are they about now? Like, is it just like is it like A-Team on steroids kind of?
Yeah, that's a great explanation where they just say, where they try to say, what's the most impossible thing we can do? Let's just put steroids to it even further. Like,
yeah, because like it's not even about racing no more. Like it's not even about.
They're like heist movies now.
Yeah.
It stopped being about racing probably after the
number 2 or 3, Tokyo Drift or something.
Yeah, that's when they don't even concentrate on it.
And that was the last one I saw was 2, and then they came out with Tokyo Drift and Bow Wow was in it, and I was like, "You lost me."
Oh, and
they lost me when they kept putting Tyrese in there. That's when they lost me.
To their defense, they put Tyrese in there when he had some level of popularity at that point. I mean, 2003 when the second one came out, that's got to be like close to peak Tyrese popularity, right?
I would say so, because he was also in Transformers, and that kind of drew in the black crowd a little bit to Transformers. People who were unfamiliar with Transformers. So
yeah. And then he
I wonder
was doing
what crowd he's gonna draw now.
Have y'all look? This is one of them things you see on the internet. You hate to laugh because okay. So y'all probably saw recently the Animaniacs. You know the Animani totally like at the end of the Animaniacs theme song, they used to always do the thing. And recently, after the riots, the Capitol riots, they dropped in the lady who got maced. So it's like Animani totally insane. It just makes me. So anyway, the one that I really that one I had no problem laughing at that shit. That shit was funny. The one I hate to laugh at is the one with Tyrese, where he said, "I just want my baby." I gotta try to drop it in here in post, but man, it's a man crying to see his daughter, like regardless of how you feel about Tyrese and whether or not that was a ploy for sympathy and he's an abuser or whatever. Just I felt bad crying, but
you gotta look at it like this. If it was you getting memed, he shared 1 million times. So don't feel bad about it.
Hey man, that's with my baby and baby. Yeah.
What more do you want from me? That jump. Let me tell you something. I use that meme in so many conversations to win arguments. It's like every time somebody puts something in the chat, it's just kind of like, what more do you want from me? And the Michael Jordan cry face. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so the Michael Jordan cry face or the Tyrese cry face? Like I get the Jordan one is legendary because it's still
used. But
I'm saying,
that's legendary.
Like side by side, which cry face was worse?
Jordan's.
You think so? I say Tyrese. His hand was in his mouth.
I just think that
Well, I'm about
Okay,
to look at them side by side.
he's
look,
crying. And listen, we're gonna put them up so you guys
Yeah.
can see them.
Yeah, I gotta remind me. I want.
And then we should actually post that tomorrow, and we should do a we're gonna take a vote on Instagram. We'll have somebody do that, and then we'll just
Which
vote
cry
like
face is
which
worse.
cry face do you prefer? Like,
That's funny.
cause like Michael Jordan looked all red and puffy, like that's why it was funny.
It's Jordan Khujoe. It's the Jordan meme.
Jordan,
Jordan.
Because
Oh my
to me,
goodness.
it just fits any one of them. You know, you lose a sporting event, crying. You know, it fits.
And you know what's funny is I didn't the very first time I saw that meme used, I thought it was sweating because it was.
I did too.
It was a poorly crafted meme. You know, whoever made it when I did see it. But then after I looked at it, I'm like, wait, wasn't that from his speech? Like he crying, like they using this man cry face. So anyway,
yeah.
And the fact that he finds it funny makes it even better.
Yeah, because he said that at Kobe's funeral, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, now they got another meme of me crying again. And
so that's what makes stuff like that even funnier when the people who's getting made fun of, like, okay, look, that shit, I know it's me, that shit's fun.
Yeah, he's taking it in stride.
Yep.
Exactly.
Plus, it's also sort of kind of a way to giving blessing that I know this being used. Y'all keep doing whatever y'all doing.
It's all good because there's no worse person on the planet than the guy who takes himself too seriously.
Oh,
that's
man.
somebody to avoid.
Yeah. Okay, Bow. He keeps coming up, and he keeps being made fun of. And I'm actually gonna pose that question. Y'all know, like every time Bow Wow pop up on the internet, he getting clowned for something.
Yes, because he's lame.
I'm gonna try to be the neutral party in this. So M16, you probably know nothing about it, right?
No.
Okay, so to what I just said, Bow Wow's always getting clowned for something every time he pops up on the internet, showing his face. And part of it, just like I said, like what ATL Diva said, is that a lot of people see him as lame, like he's just corny. Partially because of his career and his past and him being young, but
his height.
That too. And then partially because of his height. And then also because that, you remember the Bow Wow challenge, right?
No, I just
it started before that, but it cemented it. Like he posted something on Instagram, and it was like a picture of a private plane with like a Rolls Royce.
I know about this.
Yeah,
and somebody outed him because he was on a commercial flight.
Exactly. Yeah. It was like so that kind of cemented the whole corny thing, and that's kind of where whatever. But anyway, saying all that to say, he posted recently. They saw it yesterday or the day before of him on a boat with some chicks. And it was like a drone shot, and he's like standing up there like, I'm king of the world, kind of hands in the air, like, how can I be mad at life when I got this going on? And it pans out, and then it's like this tiny boat with like 18 chicks on it. So anyway, everybody started clowning him because of the size of the boat or whatever. And he comes, and the reason I brought this up, because you said the guy that takes himself too seriously. Every time he gets clowned on the internet, he starts like firing back, like with the Bow Wow challenge. Like, oh, I just posted that for motivation. I didn't know y'all was gonna come for me like that. I wasn't trying to fake. I know y'all know I got money and blah, blah, blah. So fast forward to now, he's like, oh, that was what we were, the boat that shuttled us to the 100-footer that I was chartering and blah, 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 blah. And
so why would you take a drone image of the charter boat?
Yeah, I think he playing into it, to be honest. I think, and granted, I think
he's leaning into it now.
I think he's leaning into the people that are gonna call me corny on the internet. So it's one of two things. It's either one, if I control the narrative, then my feelings won't get hurt. So I know I'm posting this corny shot, so I'm gonna let them talk about this, that I'm intentionally putting out there to be corny. So to save me from actually being made fun of for real corny shit that I do. Or two, he just want to be talked about because ain't nobody talking about the music.
Or if I can go off the board here, maybe he's just corny.
He is like more than just childish for his height, because He literally gets into real physical altercations with like every chick he's with. Like, what is going on with that?
Because they probably think they can take him. That's why.
It might. Hey, why you playing? It might be it for real. Because ain't he like 5'4" or something?
He is short, but the way he was going in on his last girlfriend in the elevator, she waited right good. So they got behind closed doors and she fucked him up. Wow. He was very aggressive in the elevator. She was trying not to say nothing. The security guy was trying to kind of like get in between them, but not get in between them, you know, because he wanted to keep his job. And he was flexing, and then he came out with all them bruises. I said, woo.
Man, let me tell you something. Now that you mentioned that, I guess since we're going on let's talk about Bow Wow. The video of him at the Super Bowl where the Falcons were ahead at that point in time, and he's talking all this stuff in the camera about y'all had a nice, and then you fast forward a few minutes later, he back on camera. I'm sorry, I'm triggering ATL Diva here. Look, it happened. It happened. And just seeing how distraught he was and trying to figure out what was happening. Where is he even from? Ain't he from like Ohio or something? What he repping Atlanta?
He's from Cleveland.
He's been in Atlanta for so long, you know, he's connected to Jermaine Dupri, so he's just claiming Atlanta. Like, we gave him an application.
So here's the thing about Atlanta is, and we can put this out there as one of the clips for the show or not, whatever. It's not a thing, not promoting this, but Atlanta makes people not from here claim Atlanta. And I can guarantee that if you think of people from Atlanta, like the biggest names you can think of that claim Atlanta, probably a good percentage of them not from here.
Like Usher?
Like Usher, Ludacris, Sierra.
Wait a minute, Ludacris ain't from here?
Nah, he was born in Chicago or something like that.
Bro, you learn something every day.
What? I think that because, like, okay, there's like this invisible rule here.
Waka Flocka was born in New York.
Because the 10-year rule.
Go ahead, Diva.
Well, I know Sierra went to I know people who went to high school with her, so she's been here forever.
I think she went to Riverdale or somewhere, something like that. But she was
Riverdale
born,
or North Clayton.
She was born in Germany.
Huh. Interesting.
She's a military brat, so she was in Germany. I think she was born in Germany, then moved to California, then moved to Atlanta, something like that. I could be honest. I know she was born in Germany, something like that. So. But
I think it's an invisible 10-year rule. Like, once people have been here for 10 years, they start claiming it.
Yeah.
But then if their career pops off here, now they're from here. So.
Yeah. So what's the cut? Because I know M16 been here for far longer than that. So when are you gonna start claiming Atlanta, man?
Oh no, I'm fine with Atlanta. Look, man, I pay taxes here. I live here, made a family here.
Remember, I used to tell you that. I used to be like, "Where do you pay your taxes?"
I do, but I ain't never.
Hey, you know, your daughter may very well grow up to be a Falcons fan.
Well,
she was born here, both of them.
Yeah, I mean that could happen. It's possible, but I don't teach them mediocrity, so they wouldn't go that route.
Really?
You know, we teach them to be better than that.
Teach them to cling to the past.
I don't know. The future looking pretty bright though.
Well, so. Yeah, look, it's not happening though. But you know, it hasn't been written yet, and that's all that matters.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. You can put hope in there.
Hey, we can write it, Brian. We can write it.
But yeah, that's what I tell everybody. A lot of the Falcon fans that's talking like, look, I ain't stressed out about what y'all gonna do. I know you ain't going nowhere. You ain't even in this. You gotta hope that we don't make it. You got to hope.
Yeah,
and that's the beauty of it. Hope. Diva just cutting her eyes at me. Whatever.
Huh? Me? No.
Yeah.
Man, Khujoe, why are we talking about this? Because I know we had other topical things to get on.
Yeah.
But you mentioned Bow Wow, and then it made me think about like other people who are in that category like him. Like I saw something a while ago. I don't know how long ago it was that somebody was trying to troll Lil Zane about coming to do a show for them, but they were actually playing. Did you see it? Did you see that?
I saw that.
Yeah. So
I'm not gonna lie. That was straight up. That was mean. That was mean. That was just cruel. Like they legit DM'd him. It was like, yeah, what's your price for a performance? And he was like, oh, whatever. And then they start hooking it up. It's like nobody wants your bum ass or something like that. At the end of the DM, and then they posted the screenshot. I'm like, nah, that was just cool. Lil Zane wasn't bothering nobody. he retired his Tupac.
He's so
his
tiny
Tupac rapping.
too. Like, was there a requirement like in the 2000s where the rappers that were here had to be like micro sized? Because him, Bobby Valentino, even though he's not a rapper, but I mean, they were just.
Wait, Lazane from here?
Oh, I don't know where he's from. Just saying,
I don't think he's from here, but he was, part of that clique. Bow Wow, Valentino, all of them at the same time.
He looks small though. I wouldn't peg Lil Zane as tall. Like there's certain people you be surprised, like, oh, hey, that short Lil Zane.
I went to a club with Bobby Valentino one time, and you didn't even see him. You just saw his security.
Yeah.
He was in the middle.
He was until he blew up with Mr. He was my brother's best friend back in the day. I remember he used to come by the house, and parents was good friends too. Then he blew up with Mr. with Blackberry Molasses, and then
Blackberry Molasses.
Still like that song a lot.
That's it, because I don't want to be copyrighted for that. No, I do not.
Right, shut down the whole video.
Like what?
Blueberry syrup. One of the things that always change.
That's gonna get us kicked off for a different reason.
Look, now it's a parody, right?
Well, it is 8:34. So, do we want to start in on our prepared topics, or?
No, let's go ahead. I mean, last time I think we waited around.
Do we want to freestyle?
I mean, we be riffing, man.
Dealer's choice. M16.
Shit, I mean, with us, man, we've been doing this so long, we can shoot the shit and make a good show out of it about pretty much anything. I don't know, because I'm feeling the conversation, but I feel like if we get into the whole thing with politics, we might bring the mood down, Like, I don't know how y'all feel.
I don't think so. I think we'll be quite comical, actually, because the people who took the vaccine shots are the same people who climbed the wall when they could have just barely took the stairs. Just saying.
Well, okay. So we can bring this up and see where it goes to, and we'll see how racial we get with it. But It seems like a lot of people on the side of, I don't even want to call everybody who's a Republican a Trump supporter, because that'd be unfair. But the way it's being... or I was going to say the way it's looking, where if you support that party, if somebody tells you they're a Republican right now, the first thing that's going to flash in your head is, well, are you racist? So does being a Republican equal racist? Or is it just Republicans are conservative, but not necessarily what Trump supporters are? Because Trump supporters, that's a different level of insanity, Yeah, that's a different level. And some people are legit, they're Republicans where they're, fiscally conservative, but they got some type of morals and values, you know what I'm saying? And it seems like they're willing to wash their entire hands of morals and values for the sake of party. Like, I know this guy is an asshole, but look, man, my taxes was lower messing around with him, so I'm gonna just roll with that part of it.
But I mean, hasn't that kind of been the thing with Republicans though?
Not to this degree, though, man.
Obviously there's a lot more divisiveness now, but I mean, I would almost argue that we would have gotten to this. I mean, look, you let something fester unaddressed for so long, eventually it's gonna come to a boiling point, right? Yeah. Maybe Trump was the catalyst to move that forward faster than we would have gotten to this point at some point eventually. It could have been any other Republican politician. When we was under Bush, I mean, we thought he was the worst thing ever. So I mean, are we just getting, you know what I'm saying? Are we just getting progressively worse just because that's where we would have been anyway? Because everybody said he was racist. He didn't care. Kanye West he got famous off just basically saying Bush don't care about black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I think it's kind of been the case for Republicans, and people who associate with that party is like what you just said about Trump supporters. You're willing to wash your hands, or you're willing to disregard pretty much everything else that goes on for the sake of party. And I think that's kind of been the case because Republicans have had a long-standing history of not fucking with minorities like that, just in general. You know what I mean? Like just being not necessarily, maybe not bluntly or outright racist, but there's been racist tendencies coming out of that party for quite some time. And I'm starting with their Republican Jesus, Reagan.
Yeah, because if you go back and read some of the stuff about him and his I guess, his view and his take on certain things. And
even the people you hung out with.
Yep.
I
mean, it's bad. And I just don't understand for the life of me, why is it that race is such a big deal that people will literally vote against their own interests because they feel like it'll hurt somebody that they don't like. And that's the whole reason why Trump is popular. That's the whole reason why Trump is popular. Is because he does that feeling.
I mean, first, it's okay. Control. How do you control a group of people? You make them feel like if they don't abide by particular principles that they will not survive. A lot of times when you do, and sometimes I do, really like watch documentaries and stuff where people like really talk to people who are like proclaimed racist and who are very hateful against other cultures, it always comes down to the psychological brainwashing of, if you mix and mingle with these people, your kind will die. Or if you allow them power, then they're going to do to you what has been done to them. Yeah. So it becomes a thing where they really condition them to feel like, if we don't,
whiteness is on the line.
Our lineage is on the line. What we have is on the line, because they already know that if the power shifts, that's why they work so hard to stay on top, because they know that if people really start working together, we can truly outnumber them. And listen, that's how they do it. So it's basically like, Republicans kind of run on an elitist platform anyway. They really mostly associated with the wealthy, the top percent. And those particular groups of people have grown to be so financially dominant that Republicans don't have to pander to other people like Democrats do. Democrats pander. That doesn't mean they're not racist. It just means that it's going to benefit their career. So if you watch how people switch party lines, you've got a lot of Republicans that are finna flip Democrat because it's not in their best interest to be Republicans right now because of the way it looks. So a lot of them are going to flip to be liberal, and a lot of them are going to flip to be Democrats because they're going to try to continue on their career. Because if you look at the fact that a lot of people just straight not messing with Republicans right now just because guilty by association, like you said, people are going to think, oh, you're Republican, you're a racist, so it's just an interesting fact. But if you really just study that part of it, that's truly what drives them, besides other ignorant things,
Yeah. And then we're giving them a little bit too much credit by thinking that they would be, I guess, offended. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but just because if we say Republican equals racist, just because you may not think that you're a racist, being complacent in racism is in and of itself racist. You know what I mean? Like, you're okay with the things that your party is doing up until this point, up until it starts looking bad for you. You know what I'm saying? And up until it starts impacting your bottom line, impacting your business. But up until that point, you were content with the way things were, and that in and of itself is racist. It's out of system.
But then you got to think about how people really live their life. And I think this is something, and I've had this conversation with other people. We live in Atlanta, and we are completely, utterly desensitized to the fact that we are very fluid racially here. We've got some of everything going on, different cultures, different backgrounds, different nationalities. Like, we really truly get to see a lot of different type of people here. What I try to get people to understand is that it is still not like that in majority of America. You really have these.
You go outside of Atlanta,
right? I mean, most of these college towns are still dominantly very, very rural, very, very white. I mean, sometimes going to work with people or going to school with people who really, there was 2 Black families in their whole town. They have no exposure. You've got so many white people who their only exposure really is Black people on TV. So to them, what they do from day to day is day to day. So they're not even aware sometimes that their ideologies are racist. Sometimes they just feel like, well, that's just the way we do things, you know, until they come in contact. So the wake up call is really their children, because their children are being exposed and having friends and they don't understand their parents, you know, correct. So they're like, well, you said black people are this, but I mean, I have black friends at school now, or, you know, I done made black friends online.
Yeah.
So
all their kids are just steeped in black culture now. Everybody's
my
using
God, yes.
AAVE and all that. It's everywhere. But M16, what do you think?
What do you think?
Well, I was going to ask a question like, all right, so you see how hard people ride for Donald Trump, like hard, like clearly, you know, storming the Capitol, they riding hard. Now, I'm not trying to say that every person that was black voted for Obama. That would be just generalizing. That's ridiculous. But majority of people did vote for Obama, black people, I'm saying. So if the shoe was on the other foot, there's no way in the world, like, we would be out there organizing something like that to storm. Let's just take the fact that they would have killed all our black asses had we showed up anyway. Let's just take that out of it.
Right.
But can you just see somebody organizing something like that to change something the way they're doing, where they made fun of the other party for 4 years saying you lost, you get over it. You lose and you go and tear shit up. Just go tear it up because you don't like the outcome.
But you have to understand cultural etiquette. No matter where you're from, usually, and it's not all black people, it's not all Spanish people, it's not all Asian or whatever, you know, the additional cultures. Culturally, respect and etiquette is something that white people just don't push in their culture as much as other minority cultures do. We are more family oriented. How we behave matters. Dignity and respect outside the household matters. But with a lot of white people, it's a free for all. So they have the privilege to just be irrational and emotional, and they feel entitled to do what they want to do because they feel like, well, I pay taxes, I can treat you how I want to. And so they do.
Yeah.
So it's a privilege. They feel like they should be able to talk to you any kind of way because it makes them feel powerful that they pay taxes and they feel like they own the government. They own people who are in governmental positions, whereas we are taught differently, somewhat fear and respect of those same entities because those entities have abused us for a long time. So we're just trying to survive and they never have to worry about surviving. So they just do what they want.
So let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you, Khujoe. If it was 2013, would you wear an Obama t-shirt?
No.
Diva, would you wear an Obama t-shirt if this was like 2013?
I don't know. I mean, I guess if I wanted to.
But in general, when for this long, like Trump's been president for 4 years.
Right.
When have you seen people still sporting, even when it was an election year, you see people walking around with Trump shirts on, Trump hats, you know, flags and all that stuff. You know, I can see that during election season, but these cats was wearing this on them the entire time.
Now,
yeah,
like even after he's lost, so
to this day.
And I don't think it's gonna go away. I think they created a culture or something.
It's a culture. Why? Because you have to think about it. For the first time in 8 years, they felt that someone gave them a voice.
But they are all the voices.
They are, but you have to think about it. The first time that the focus is not on white men or white women, they feel psychologically that they're the minority.
Yeah.
So they easily always feel oppressed when it's not about them. It's just kind of like
now we circle back to the thing we were talking about with Star Wars earlier.
Yes.
Fanboys hated it because it erased that white male.
Exactly.
So so that's definitely a psychological thing. Everything is in preservation of white because they've been conditioned, like I said, to believe that somebody's coming for you.
Is it because they don't have a culture?
The black people are gonna uprise and treat you the way that which is interesting that they feel that way, because they don't. If you ask them, black people don't get treated different. But then they
ask them if
are
they want to be
scared.
treated like black people, and they'll say, But you got to look at their overall culture of where they come from, and that would make sense.
Culture. They don't have culture.
That's what I was just mentioning. That they don't have. They siphon like. I got so triggered when Kim Kardashian was like, "Oh, she came up with this new thing. She got boxer braids." I'm like, black girls been rocking this shit since before you were born.
Forever.
And before.
Not even just black girls, but other cultures, Asian girls, Native Americans, like everybody been rocking those. Not them.
Like it was actually an interesting little think piece of something that somebody had posted where it was like white Americans really have no culture. Like they don't have a culture. Everything that they have, that's their claim to fame, was taken from something else. Even democracy was stolen from the French. Country music, if you want to try to give them that was a derivative of like blues. Right. They just put a 6 string to it. That was it. And that's country. You know what I'm saying? So interesting that you said that, because that is definitely a thing. They have no culture.
Which is why they're always running from their culture and always trying to jump on everybody else's food bandwagon. I ain't never seen them like American food.
That is 100%. Anywhere you go, white people will be they will pack to the brim any ethnic food place. You have to try this Korean place down the street. Every Mexican restaurant you go to, pack to the wall with white people. Have you ever walked in a Mexican restaurant and saw nothing but Mexican?
No, you see mostly white people in there. So they was the main ones wanting to build that wall, but come Cinco de Mayo, they up there tossing back them margaritas. Right. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another thing. They are so into American culture, but they are celebrating and making a party out of everybody else's freedom and independence, and it's just so weird to me. Like,
it's crazy.
And they do it in the most degrading way. It's like, let's get drunk and act a fool on somebody else's.
It's pushed off like everybody does the bad things but us. You know, these people are terrorists, but yet those people who attack the Capitol are domestic terrorists. That Kyle Rittenhouse kid, his mama literally, like, she was taking him to a play date, dropped off her teenage son with an automatic weapon and was like, all right, catch you later. You know, go defend Target. Yeah. You know? Right. Like, I don't understand why it's all on the other people. They're the wrong ones. That brown person, this person of color, they're the ones that do that wrong stuff. It's even the way it's framed. It's even how it's framed in the media, the way it's written.
I mean, even the way we were taught history. Like when you taught
you believe in Christopher Columbus was a good dude, Khujoe.
And bro, I literally just got back from my parents' house. I was taking them to see their granddaughter for a little bit. I ain't seen her in a while. Anyway, me and my dad were kind of having a very similar conversation because he was in the school system till he retired a couple months ago, and he was talking about how they don't teach the kids Christopher Columbus no more. And he was like, that was a shock to him because all through his life he was like 1492. Ocean blue skies and whatever that stupid rhyme was, but now we're getting to the point where we're erasing the holiday that was built around him, which should have been long overdue.
I mean, I think because
celebrated enough.
The culture of people who have enough power to be like, hell no, this is wrong. Mm-hmm. I think now the culture is so politically sensitive that they can no longer really justify it. And it's not worth the fight. Like, it's not worth losing your brand of your company because America is so driven financially that I think social media is really the catalyst for all of this, because you get Black Twitter stirred up, it's a wrap.
Yeah, and they know this. And they know. They know now.
They do not want to become a hashtag. So instead of becoming a hashtag or it going viral in a negative way, it costs so much more money to clean up your image than it does if you just go and say, oh, well, yeah, y'all are right.
And that's the thing. You clean up your image, but behind closed doors, you still do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like you.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's a start. You got to start somewhere. But
it is a start. It makes people feel at least uncomfortable enough, because I think it does create small change, because, you know, just in my parents' generations, it doesn't matter what you said. Nobody was budging on how they felt. You just dealt with it and you figured out a way to survive around it. So when people are like, oh, it's not enough change, it's not this, it's not that, it's just like, you gotta understand, like, we're not that far removed from being extremely oppressed with stuff, you know? Yeah. So that's that.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, it all goes back to basically how you were taught, what you were taught. Like I say, the way that history is framed up when you learn U.S. history, I'm pretty sure it's different now, but I guess when we were coming up, we probably were the last maybe generation to learn. Because I mean, even when I was taught about Christopher Columbus, it was like, yeah, it was framed up more as he's credited with discovering America, not like he actually did discover America. So then they taught us about America's this dispute. What's the dude? America's dude. He's actually named for America's.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they started teaching about it. So like it was like maybe a gradual phase out of the Christopher Columbus thing. But I mean, even when you talk about other stuff, it's kind of U.S. history is framed up more like patriotic than other countries. So what I'm trying to say is like what we do is still colonization, colonialism, and imperialism, where you look at prior empires and they look at, oh, they were bad people, they were taking over, they were invading, and all this other kind of stuff. But that's how we got here. You jump to the border and started, you know, and then we still own other countries.
Yeah,
that's imperial. I mean, we own Guam and Puerto Rico. They call it territories to make it sound softer, but we U.S. territories, Guam and Puerto Rico, they don't get to vote. So why does the U.S. still own
them? They don't even, you know. There's a lot of quirks with America that need to get fixed, and a lot of people get pissed off because it's, you know, just because it's the way you always did it doesn't make it right. Like this cancel culture is going back and retconning everything. Yeah, because some of that shit was. Well, majority of that shit is soaked in racism and it's wrong, from the music to the movies to the everything.
Yeah.
Have you noticed, M16, that we don't teach patriotism anymore at all until we can't do something? Now they want to be patriots, but you know how other countries really teach you to be a patriot.
Don't you kneel for that flag? Don't you kneel for that flag?
But other than that, where is the patriotism? Period. There's none. Mm. You know, there used to be a pride in it, but now there's not one, you know, until they want to use it for their own benefit.
Yeah.
Not like other countries, you know, they have a food, they have a flower, they have culture, they have, you know, a real reason. We have sub-patriotism.
So here's the thing. Let's bring up another topic and bring it, try to ease this into something else. So food, right? When you get to these holidays, the foods that you so like Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, all of these holidays that kind of have these. So where I'm going is what do Black people have to celebrate? So like when we start talking about 4th of July, I know now there's a lot of people, you know, a lot more conscious, like I said, a lot more politically sensitive environments.
They off from work.
Everybody, starting to get into Juneteenth. I still don't necessarily want to celebrate Juneteenth because slavery didn't stop at that point either.
And you're not obligated to. Don't let your woke friend tell you that you should be celebrating.
Then Jim Crow kicked in after that, so we still wasn't necessarily in a great place. You know what I mean? Anyway, what is it okay that we can take holidays and make it mean something else? Like we were just talking about Columbus Day, invasions. Can we still celebrate Thanksgiving, knowing that it was founded, or it was, you know, the idea behind it is you know, basically killing Native Americans?
We do it anyway. We don't really. Yeah, Black people never celebrate these holidays like white people do.
Yeah.
We never ever recognize pilgrims. We never ever recognize, them as doing great things. We always just celebrate the opportunity to finally come together and just be with our family, because in a culture that requires us to work so many hours, that's like the only time a lot of us can really just link up. It used to be people only work Monday through Friday. Now everybody's working 7 days a week. So I think for us, it's more of
it's the day off from work.
Yeah, it's a day off from work, and it's a day for us to actually kick it with our family.
Yeah. I think that's really what most of these holidays come down to. Because even people, you know, they'll poke at you about, you know, Christmas. And it's like, that's not even a Christian holiday. That's a pagan holiday. And y'all are celebrating, you know, this pagan idol and blah, 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 blah. And Jesus wasn't even born on that day and whatever, whatever. I'm like, that's great. And I appreciate that you know, did your research on it. But I'm going to continue to make it mean what I want it to mean to me. Because the fact that I celebrate it doesn't mean that I'm all of a sudden, like, I'm not praying to a pagan god or whatever. What are you implying by telling me that? Like, what's the end goal? You know
don't celebrate Halloween. Like, man, it's kids eating candy. Sit your ass down, man.
Right,
Ain't nobody up here.
Yeah, like, I mean, I think it's the equivalent of people feeling some type of way about yoga. Oh, you're praying to other gods. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm just stretching and
I'm actually trying to help my sciatica. Actually, but it's cool.
Hello.
You know.
Sciatic God.
I think people have to understand that it's like, no matter what you celebrate or do, it's up to you how far you go with it.
Yeah.
And that's
it's your interpretation of it.
That's what it comes down to. How do you? Because it could mean anything to anybody else, but how me and my family interpret it, this is what we gonna use it for.
That's how you do it. But that's the problem with this country and a lot of the world, is that because you and I don't see things the same way, I have to attack you for what you believe in, instead of just, hey man, you doing your thing, I'm doing mine. You're not bothering nobody, I'm not bothering nobody. Let's just chill.
Now there's a thin line there, and we just talked about it, and that's racism. We can't fundamentally disagree on racism and like, let's just go barbecue and have some fun. You know what I mean? Like, I can't kick it with you. You don't like my people. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know.
That is a valid point, where it's like, you can't just put your arm around me after you call me like a porch monkey or something like that.
Yeah, like,
that ain't gonna work.
Like if I'm, you know, if I'm white and I'm talking to a Mexican guy, like, yeah, I'm glad they putting y'all kids in cages, but come on over here, let's take some tequila shots, buddy.
Yeah. Like, how the hell are they still getting away with that? That's what I don't understand. It's like, why was it like literally nobody could legally go down there and shut that down? Like, I really don't understand.
Yeah, I never understand about any of this political shit. Like, when you see some shit happening that's wrong and everybody agrees kind of fundamentally that, I mean, I don't say everybody, but majority agrees that a lot of this stuff is fundamental. How do you just not put a stop to it? Like, why are we just now this nigga got 2 weeks left in office and everybody's just now starting to turn on him. Where were y'all when he literally was mocking a disabled reporter and
some dude in the crowd, Jeff and Des Moines, was like, and there's my guy right there. That's the guy I want to follow, him.
I mean, and I get that, you know, we brought up impeachment papers on, you know, whatever articles a while ago, but I'm like, there's this real hard push now that he got like a week and a half left to like, oh no, he gotta go. Like, well,
because they're trying to salvage what's left of their political careers. Because my thing is, you jump in ship like 2 weeks before he's leaving. Now you just putting your 2 week notice in that you're gonna put in anyway. So goodbye.
Khujoe brought up a brilliant point earlier, and you circled back to it just now. They were complicit.
Yep.
You don't get to absolve yourself from being complicit just because it's convenient for you now.
Yep.
And I'm talking about like the Ted Cruz's of the world, the Mitch McConnell, even Mike Pence. All of them yes men was complicit the entire time. No, you know, every single one of them enabled that shit. Yep. And they're all guilty of it. And then all this talk going on, we got a raging pandemic that's going on out there that's killing folks, and there's no talk of fixing it at all. Trump just gave up, like, shit, I'm out. I don't care. It's like,
but he gave up on everything. You just stop doing your job. He really became president to prove a point, which was embarrassing to us as a country. Like, look, almost anybody could get this job. And I think he even shocked himself when he won. But I think the people who really are important are the people who quit in the first 2 months. Like, oh, absolutely not. Like, how you go to 2 5-star generals? I believe it was 2.
Yeah. He's also had several chiefs of staff. Everybody was jumping off of this. He had several of everything. Press secretary, you name it.
I don't even count the press secretaries because they were complicit until somebody got rid of them. Okay, Sean Spicer, the other chick with the funny looking face, and now this other girl, like they don't really count because they was down with the cause until the cause wasn't down with them no more.
Sean Spicer looked like he was dying, like a part of him was dying every time he went up to the podium. I'm like, this dude is slowly killing himself, man.
Kellyanne Conway can kiss whatever career she wants goodbye. Nobody's gonna care about her anymore either.
I mean, he's still gonna be making money. Trump gonna get book deals, and somebody gonna make a movie about his life and him becoming president. And they gonna, it's so. This ain't the end of him at all by any stretch.
Nah, I don't think so either. I mean, it would literally have to be a push for everybody to block him, but somebody's gonna capitalize off of it because they know he has a following. So whether or not that's that OAN network or whatever that other super conservative far right news network is, they gonna give him a spot on there or something. He'll have an opportunity to still be out there talking or whatever.
Have you noticed anybody how Fox News has really kind of pulled away from him and started condemning him somewhat?
No, that's what I'm saying. They've really been making a push these last 2 weeks, and I'm like, y'all,
right?
Everybody,
and I'm like, it's so a little too late.
They didn't. And I always think there's a bigger plan to everything, but just at the surface level, they didn't think that it would get to this point where you would really see violence and somebody actually die.
How could they not?
But I mean, they would
they're always justifying what they do, and it went too far. Because Blue Lives Matter. So as long as you're not involved in something, it's easy for you to point fingers and say, "Oh, they should have did this, they should have did that." Because once again, when you feel you're superior, you don't feel like you have to abide by the same rules. So they didn't feel like them marching and doing all this stuff. They felt so justified. This chick got shot in the throat. 5 people died.
Yeah, I had not heard enough noise around that cop dying, to be perfectly honest.
I didn't know it was as brutal as it was until I heard about it on the radio, because it's not being reported in that manner.
Nope.
I mean,
no, because how would that make them look?
He got bludgeoned to death. They literally bludgeoned the man to death. And it's like, if these were black people, I mean, stacks of bodies on bodies on bodies, they'd have killed them all without a thought.
Not even just that, but it would have been all kind of ruckus about, black people not loving police officers and Blue Lives Matter banners and
defund black and white.
But please believe the celebrities have been calling them out. They're like, oh, but what about Blue Lives Matter? Oh, because we never killed no cop.
Yeah, so
doing stuff.
I have not heard enough noise around there. I mean,
but
the man would have had a national holiday if he would have got killed at a Black Lives Matter protest.
Oh my God!
Is that why they started that "Say Her Name" for that Ashley chick that got shot, literally trying to break into a government building, and she got popped?
Oh, but they shut that down too. They was like, "Oh no, you don't," and you ain't heard nothing else about it.
I don't understand how, these people weren't arrested on site, where social media, they had this page on Instagram, I forget what the name of it was, where the entire purpose of the page was to identify these people. These people should have been arrested on site for going onto this property where there are elected officials inside there. It shouldn't have been days later where you're going to see them. I mean, you broke into someone's office, you got their feet on their desk.
Now apparently there's intel that they knew that it was being planned, or at least somebody knew it was being planned, but they didn't stab accordingly or whatever. Whereas when you got people protesting like, hey, we just don't want to be shot. When we're getting arrested, you got the National Guard and tanks lined up down the street, and companies putting steel gates and boarding up their windows and shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They want to blame, you saw the white lady that got punched in the face by the cop, and they were like, was it BLM? You had to think it was BLM. No,
seriously,
it was not Black Lives Matter. It was not Black Lives Matter. It was just easier to just go that route.
Yeah.
To get punched in the face, blame it on a black person, and just everything is automatically Black Lives Matter.
So you think if Trump would have won, it would have been worse?
What,
I don't know because it would have been on his direction because he called for them to do XYZ, and anytime he does, they follow.
Had he won, it wouldn't have been no march.
No, I meant from the other side.
No. We weren't showing up for that.
I mean, we're used to that, so we would have been like, "Oh, next time. Oh well, 4 more years."
Okay, he won.
Hey, back to the stimulus that we're probably not gonna get.
Yeah, I mean, no, hell no. Hell no, we wouldn't have done that. Because if that was the case, the way people was feeling about the whole Russia thing, they would have bum rushed it for Hillary, and then people realized they ain't really like Hillary like that. So they weren't finna ride for her like that. But no, man, we're nobody finna go to the, like, if I'm like, Khujoe, man, we gotta go down here and march for this person that doesn't know us personally, probably never will meet him, doesn't probably really care about much about my problems.
Because we need a stake in the game. Like, we need a reason. Once again, we have etiquette. We need a justified reason to go do something. They don't need a reason. They just need to feel like somebody didn't do what they wanted, and there we go.
Not only do we need a reason, we need a really good justifiable reason because it's the Rona is still out there, and we are not going out there unnecessarily in the Rona.
I mean, I hear her, but I don't see her.
We got disembodied voices. Is it the FBI agent that you told me about, Khujoe?
That's you?
It's me.
Are you calling me home? They said you were a woman.
Lord, is that you?
How does 2021 finna shake it?
Oh, it's shaking. How y'all doing?
We surviving.
Yeah, man, we out here.
I'm in the car. That's why I'm not. You can't see me on video because it's a hands-free state.
Oh yeah, about that.
Well, I mean, even if it wasn't a hands-free state, I would not advise that you try to video conference while you're driving. So
Not I see it done every day, but
people be FaceTiming while they're driving?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got one of those, don't be holding your phone, but if you got one of those holders, for your
that's still hands-free. But
yeah,
I'm talking about like actually holding the phone and like FaceTime.
Oh no, I should hope not.
Yeah.
I have a transitioning question that I think will be very interesting. Now that we have Tiki on the line, hello.
Is it about roadhead? I'm sorry, automotive fellatio.
Who?
Were you not on that episode?
She was not. She was not here.
She wasn't.
So let's go ahead and add Diva to the list. If she's not on the show, she doesn't watch.
I didn't mean to out you.
Well,
automotive fellatio is not good for you. They are saying, or any type of fellatio in that matter. It's
in the car.
Or I'll take it in.
Or in the bed, or wherever, in the kitchen, in the conference room, wherever you're doing it, it's not good because it's out here giving people the HPV, and it's causing throat and mouth cancer cases to rise. So you should stop
First of all,
I want to hear this. I want to hear ATL Diva defend fellatios. Go ahead.
So she's gonna be the one.
First of all,
so she's gonna be the one to come on YouTube and say bad things about head. Let's go.
There's a trick to it though. The trick is if you jump right into if you have fellatio before intercourse, it increases your risk. However, if you have intercourse then fellatio, then the risk decreases because essentially intercourse prepares your body for any foreign germs getting ready to come in. But if you go straight to fellatio first, it doesn't have that chance. The problem is a lot of people like their fellatio to get them started before you get to the intercourse. So
technically that prepares you.
I know who made this study. There's a lot of guys that's fans of the money shot did that study. Like, no, you gotta have sex first, be in the head. I got it.
So let me ask you this.
I'm with it.
Why now is there all of a sudden an increase in HPV with that? Because I'm like, we've been just fine for all these years with no HPV issues.
because we've been in the house for 10 months with nothing else to do. So why not constantly give fellatio, receive fellatio? What else do we have to do?
I'm not buying this because, they were trying
That's what we've
to
been doing.
give 8-year-olds and 9-year-olds the HPV vaccine. And now that nobody wants to do that anymore because they're not even active. So how are you going to go from giving it to kids who are not even active to now all of a sudden fellatio is going to give you HPV? Like, I'm not buying it.
So here's the thing. When I read the study, it sounded like it was you were just transmitting HPV, because I could be 100% wrong. My understanding of HPV is like it's like a sexually transmitted thing.
It
is. Right. So basically, this study is saying giving head increases your chances of getting STD. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. Okay.
Along with
kind of how they work.
And you can pick one. There's several out there waiting to get you, so it ain't just this.
New study finds that oral sex increases your chances of getting herpes on your lips.
Have y'all? Have y'all seen that? Do y'all remember the episode of Dave Chappelle show when he had the STDs on there and they were basically like
the Sesame Street?
Yes.
I didn't watch that show.
Oh my God, I've seen so many Dave Chappelle episodes.
No.
Wait, what?
No. Let's get to this. This is a new topic. Why? What happened?
Yeah, how you not watch the Chappelle show?
Were you stationed
Filipino, that's why.
Were you stationed overseas? What happened?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, so this is
too light skinned to watch it? I don't understand.
No, this is a hot take, and I don't want to be the cause of us like never getting him as a guest in the future, but I don't find him that funny.
Blasphemy in the Black community.
I feel like right then when y'all go back and edit the show, it should be dun dun dun.
Yes,
like,
with a close-up shot of us shaking our head.
We're just gonna put
the FBI agent doesn't like her doing it either.
We're just gonna put a black box over his face for the rest of the episode.
Do it for like 2 seconds. Do it. It's so funny.
Okay, look, I really want to harp on that, but I can't talk because I don't find Chris Rock funny.
I don't really find him funny either. He just yells a lot.
He's considered a legend too. You know what I mean?
The only thing I think he does very, very well is talk about white people in their face and get paid a lot of money to do it. I mean, that I do find quite interesting.
I like him. I do think he's funny, and he ain't bad on the eyes, so that helps.
But Chappelle Show is like is really considered across all, not just black, but like across a lot of cultures, considered to be like one of the greatest TV shows of like all time.
Oh my God, amazing. Okay, so let me ask you this, M16. How many shows did you watch before you made a decision that you didn't actually like it?
I just was never interested.
Have you seen any of his new stand-up?
So wait,
no.
So you
well,
never
let me say any of his stand-up at all.
You never saw Charlie Murphy or Prince with the shirts versus the blouses, you never saw any
Rick
of the Charlie
James.
Murphys? Yeah,
yes.
or the Rick James.
How did you have a social life like during that time? Because everybody was just running around saying I'm Rick James, bitch, and you just didn't get the joke.
I knew where it came from, but I just wasn't interested, man.
Y'all have to remember that M16 is older than all of us, okay? That probably has a lot to do with it. You know what I'm saying? We was in college, and that was just what we did.
He is old.
That's odd to not like Dave Chappelle is like one of the I think that's like one of the comedians that everybody kind of unanimously agrees is just hilarious.
My mom likes
I've never seen anybody say that Dave Chappelle not that funny. Like, and I spent a lot of time online. Like I would see it if it happened. Now he got harped on for like some of his takes on trans people and stuff. Like he got canceled.
But he really wasn't even saying anything bad about them. That junk was just extra sensitive for them.
I mean, it's comedian being a comedian.
It just wasn't for me. What night did it come on when it was on Comedy Central?
No, but let's not even talk about the show. Let's just say the sketch comedy show was not for you. But his stand-up, you have to have seen at least one and liked it. And if you haven't,
that'll be our next review. That'll be our next review. We're gonna all watch a Dave Chappelle comedy stand-up, including M16.
Okay, see, Diva,
the latest one on Netflix, because I seen that one already.
So what Diva just did, she know I'll essentially do anything when it comes to the show. That's why she said that.
Yep,
I mean,
pretty much.
She knows.
Look, you got to start with Killing Them Softly. That was one of my favorites.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And
Yeah.
then, like
This
the
last one was good.
any of his
Yeah,
ones on Netflix, yeah. You got to watch it,
man.
because that's weird. Like now you're weird. Like before it was just like, oh, he's this thing. He's just kind of curmudgeon and old, and talks about youth culture. But now it's weird now that you don't like Dave Chappelle.
Like it just killed the whole vibe of the show. I'm just so confused and distraught. I don't understand.
How you know what the vibe of the show was? You just came on here like 4 seconds ago.
First of all, I've been on here for a long time, but I didn't want to be rude and just jump in. So I know what the vibe of the show was. I just didn't care to jump in and talk about what happened last week or Donald Trump and the transition and all that other stuff. I'm just tired of talking about it. So that's why I just held my tongue and didn't say anything.
So let me ask you, what's something else that like people just kind of agree is just great across the board? And I'm trying to make it like compare it to something else.
I mean, I think people feel like The Simpsons are universally loved by a majority of people.
I don't know about that one.
No?
I don't know about that one. No.
Try Family Guy. That's probably a little bit better.
Family Guy's polarizing too, though.
Well, look, let me.
Family Matters.
I was thinking Family Matters. But I'm like, he'll fuck around and say he ain't like that either because of circle.
No, man.
What about My Wife and Kids? Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince, Martin.
Martin. Most people aren't gonna say they don't like Martin because everybody found something.
I think Martin is actually underrated. That show is actually underrated. That's probably one of the funniest sitcoms ever made. It's underrated.
To me, it started getting stupid towards the end.
Most shows get stupid towards the end because they change the writers or either they really just don't have any good content anymore and they just start, Living Single. I mean, what did you think about Living Single?
Well, of course I love Living Single.
There you go.
But I mean,
like The Rock. It's like saying you don't like The Rock. I'm not a huge fan, but I don't dislike him. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to not like at least.
He's
what I'm saying?
He's like the world's most likable man.
But you would say that to, but I'm a big Rock fan. I was a
wrestling guy.
But that's
what I'm saying. That's why I was trying to put it in terms that you would understand.
Yeah.
You saying you don't like Dave Chappelle is like somebody come on here saying like I don't like The Rock.
Well, me saying I don't like him is like saying I just outright avoid everything that he got going on. It's just I've seen the hype around it, and it's just like I'm good on it. I don't begrudge other folks like, why are you watching? I'm good.
Yeah, I get it, and that's what I feel about that's why I'm making the Rock comparison. Like, yeah. But he probably changed the face of wrestling. You know what I mean? Like
he did.
So
I'm really good on Lori Harvey, but I want to know like what you guys think about why guys are so up in arms because now she's dating Michael B. Jordan and she's just dating like most 23, 24-year-olds and dudes are trying to slut her out and she doesn't even have that kind of reputation. She just living her life and dating. Yeah. She just happens to date famous people and guys are obviously interested in her and curious. She's like Hollywood's most eligible bachelorette right now.
Yeah. So
why are so many dudes bent out of shape about it?
Anytime she does anything, that's all. She's a very polarizing persona. Anytime she does anything, but I think, and I put a lot of men, women, polarizing stuff in this same box is that you compare it to whiteness and blackness. A lot of men don't like stuff because they feel like their maleness is being threatened, just like how white people feel like their whiteness is being threatened. If you get a woman that's out there moving like men, then or if you get women out there that's moving like men traditionally, historically have, then they feel like that, they feel threatened. Because we are. In terms of the two groups, we are the oppressor because men have kept women down for, centuries, whatever. That's my take on it. That's as much as I can summarize it. A lot of people.
I agree with you.
M16.
Sorry, my phone is dying. I'm trying to charge it back up here.
Oh,
you didn't freeze. You better put your take on this.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a big deal about I guess people feeling entitled to who folks are dating. I guess that's that's the world we in with social media and people posting everything and people taking pictures. But who she dates is who she dates. People, I mean, that's on her. It's like it goes back to again where people not minding their business, people making other people's business their own. She could date 100. She could date 100 dudes. That's her business, man. She not hurt nobody. She young. I think she's like 20.
I think the exact opposite. 24. She's definitely not hurting nobody.
Hey. But I mean, she a grown woman. She ain't married. She's trying to find her way. I guess the long story short, who the hell cares? Who really gives a shit? Let her do her thing.
What y'all think they're gonna do to the dude that finally lock her down? Lock her down.
Oh, they are gonna be so freaking hateful.
So you think that hate comes from the fact that some of these guys, this is out. They will be out punting their like crazy, and they could never get a woman like that.
I guess where I was going with that question is, are they gonna clown the dudes because apparently she's like ATL Diva said, like they trying to slut her out. So like now you the dude that locked down the slut, or that wife the slut.
I mean, so the dude from Family Matters, you mentioned that he married Superhead.
I think
it wasn't a lot of social media back then, and he ain't necessarily big shit, but
I think you're only gonna hear it from guys who aren't secure enough. Like, okay, you've always got this group of men who want and desire to date a woman like her, but know that that's not their lane.
That's what MC meant by out punting their coverage. Those are the guys he was talking about.
Yeah. So I mean, honestly, you're always going to have a group of guys who are going to try to find a way to bring her down or justify that she's doing something wrong, even though she's doing what people do. Like, I don't understand this word dating when people try to make it to where they're trying to put sanctions on her when she's not married. You can't have a woman move like she's married and she's not married. Like, for what? But you'll have dudes like Future and Rick Ross and all of these dudes who are with a different chick like every 2 months and nobody says a thing.
That's a whole different show right there. We talk about the male double standard about, I can sleep with every woman in my neighborhood. I'm a grown man, but let a woman do it and she's a whore. She's a whore. That's what they hit her with. So, that's just never ending. But it's mostly the guys who can never get a woman like that who have something to say about that, and then it's the women who want the attention who find trouble with it. Like, oh, she with him, while they're sitting back there, on their second carton of Haagen-Dazs because they ain't got nobody to deal with. So
facts.
There's nobody.
People don't be haters.
That's the moral of the story, right?
That's a very old stereotype. A woman sitting back eating ice cream.
Yeah.
He's very old, so that's why. If he doesn't say like old man stuff on the show, I'm gonna think he's not really him.
Come on, man, that's my thing. I might not really be doing it. Come on, we're all friends here.
But yeah, she. I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't listen to his morning show on the radio like that. But I don't. What's Steve Harvey's take on all this? Has anybody ever asked him? Because he's supposed to be the relationship.
Gets involved.
Why in the heck would you ask another man about that?
Well, because he's supposed to be the relationship guru. He out here giving everybody else all this advice, and the advice that he gives to women, that's not necessarily how his daughter is perceived as moving. You know what I mean? Like that, like a lady think like a man, 90-day rule, and not saying she out here fuck everybody.
But this is the thing, though. She is moving accordingly because guess what she didn't do? She managed to escape Future without getting knocked up.
Well,
that's not it. And that's not a player move.
She just didn't. Look, she could have just decided not to keep it.
Well,
I mean, I think she's too smart.
She don't need his money, but
you got to think who her mom. Her mom is an OG.
After.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Her mom is an OG. Her mom knows the game. Her mom is used to dating men with money. Her mom has taught her how to move, how to stay relevant. She's basically taught her how to be a socialite. Most men want to be associated with her because as soon as they are, guess what? Headline, they're relevant all of a sudden. Because if they don't have a project coming out and they don't have anything going on, dating her is going to get you on social media.
I feel like that's
quick.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Who are some other people that's like that? Like if a man dated X, he would immediately get attention.
Well, for a second, J-Lo was that before, it's a lot of guys that was dating J-Lo and, she was out there and if you was with her, it made you a little bit more relevant, even though she was dating guys, I guess, that were, I don't know what level she's at, but at her level, like Alex Rodriguez, people of that nature.
Dating a Kardashian will put you out there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the number one group.
That's why it's so funny how dudes keep going back, but it's like, I feel like because they get more value from being associated with some of these girls.
I mean, it did. It got Tristan Thompson a huge contract in Cleveland.
Amber Rose. Amber Rose blew up and like every dude was trying to date her to be relevant. It's rappers and dudes you ain't never heard of before after Wiz Khalifa. Please. It was just like you were definitely going to get in the headlines if you was messing with Amber Rose just because she was just this.
That body didn't hurt things either. That's just not an act like
has that ship sailed? Like would we still be interested in somebody like such and such dating Amber Rose?
Were you ever interested?
Not really.
Yeah,
I'm not too much into celebrity stuff anyway. I have to talk about stuff online.
She still has pull and clout in the culture. She really does. She does have a super, super following. I think men are still mesmerized by her because she has that stigma of being wild, but is extremely feminine. And I mean, she really knows how to be like that fun girl that all guys want to try to date, but maybe not necessarily marry, but they all are just curious. Yeah, she does.
Who's one that you're curious about, M16?
Curious about as far as what?
Like you're curious what the appeal or what the draw is, what's keeping dudes coming back.
I mean, Diva hit it on the head with the Kardashians. It's been a decade plus, and I still haven't figured that out.
So you would want to get with one of them to find out what the appeal is?
Absolutely not.
That's what I'm asking.
I don't.
That's what I'm asking. Yeah.
No, nobody. I'm happily married. I love my wife. She's the apple of my eye.
Fair.
Tiki, are you there?
I am.
Who do you think, female-wise, I kind of also think that there's an allure with Cardi B, but what is a woman that you think dudes right now is checking for, like, that would make headlines if a dude dates her?
I think y'all named all of them, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all these young girls out now. I have no clue who they are, but like I see that they're dating whomever, like Saweetie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think Megan, carries a lot of weight right now.
Yeah.
She does carry a lot of weight.
But you do bring but you do bring up a good point. So you said like I don't know who all these young like women are, but I had kind of I had an old fart moment the other day when this person was trending online. I think his name was like the Kid Cairo or the Kid something. And he's a rapper, and he was trending because he got like more listens in a month than Kendrick Lamar. He got like 25 million listens on Spotify, and Kendrick had like 24, something like that. And it's this little white kid, and I'm like, who?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for him to have that many spins on Spotify, and I'm just like never even heard his name, saw his face before, and it's like we are getting to that age where it's like we're becoming more and more disconnected with the
we don't know what's going on
pop culture. Yeah, I'm like who the fuck is
because we're more we're more mainstream, and when things aren't mainstream, which there's so many things that are just basically YouTube and streaming because we're too busy to really like do all this stuff.
And that's why a lot of times I've always defended music and a lot of stuff in that it's not targeted to you. Like, you know, as we got older, like, oh, music ain't the same. You know, hip hop is dead and rap is dying and blah blah blah. I'm like, no, it's just not targeted to you anymore. It's targeted.
A really good point.
It's always been targeted as, first of all, party music, and first of all, it's always been youth culture. So it's always been targeted to people with disposable income and who can go to parties, and that's 14 to 25. If you outside of that range, then it's not for you. They don't want, nobody's like, hey, we're gonna drop this new single. It's gonna go wild with the 40 and older crowd.
So let me ask y'all this question, because do you think we'll have the same artist nostalgia that like maybe our parents did? Because, you know, right now, like a lot of the artists that we grew up with, they're not even really putting out songs anymore, you know? So it's kind of like, do you feel like there's going to be a musical gap? Because like with our parents, you know, Earth, Wind and Fire and, you know, Isaac, but a lot of those people were still, will still tour and go, you know what I'm saying? So like the Ushers and like Trey Songz, when's the last time you put anything out?
Yeah, you're probably not going to be turning on like Jodeci at the barbecue in about, you know, another, 20 years or so.
Yeah, we will.
Likely.
Yeah, we will, because guess what? Jodeci wasn't even really us. It was more like maybe you, but not us.
But to answer your question, we will. I mean, we will have that.
I think we will, because
it's like, about, it's about the music that you create memories for. I mean, that's what sticks with you. It's what
that might have been a bad example, because I actually like Jodeci.
Yeah, so. But what was being played when you were out there making memories for your life?
I was playing the best of Jodeci or Jodeci Essentials this week in my car. So,
and look, and think of like what ATL Diva was saying is that if you got like an artist who hasn't put out something in a while, you still go back and listen to all their old stuff. Like I still listen to like T.I.'s first 2 albums, but have I heard his newest album?
You still haven't listened to that yet? We're supposed to review that. It came out and it's like October that came out.
It's pretty good. I listened to it the other week. I've actually listened to the album twice. I really like.
That's what we need. That's what we need to do.
I don't have the bandwidth to be able to sit and give it a full listen. Well, if I have it on, it's just playing in the background. I promise you. But
we haven't reviewed an album in a long time. I want to say it hadn't been since the first season of the show because since we came back, I don't think we reviewed any music, have we? Yeah, we hadn't.
Wow, no.
And we used to review music all the time. I guess the movies replaced that, but we should find some music and review it, especially something that the kids are listening to, that I'll be forced to listen to, so you can hear my old man soliloquy.
We really should. We should create another segment called something about one. We should listen to the song and see if we can really figure out what the hell they're talking about. Okay?
That's another thing. That's a great point, ATLD, is that we need to have more segments and less topics. Like if a topic falls in a segment, then good. But we need to have more segments than topics.
It'll help us transition, but it'll also be really interesting because it gives us an opportunity to be a little bit more broad. We're housekeeping on air, y'all, but
we are.
And it's
comment below.
We're still finding our footing. Like we video for years, so we're still finding our footing with this video thing.
100%.
But I think that's a good thing too, because then it'll be easier to plug and drop segments, is like on social media and stuff like that. And it'll be more of a draw, because that's a recurring thing that people can familiarize themselves with. So like we do Track Club, One Gotta Go, is random.
So can we do something similar to One Gotta Go with music, but we'll review like maybe 2 songs or maybe one artist, and we decide like kind of like, are they unique or no? Kind of how we have like Coon or no Coon, because so many people sound the exact same.
Well, how about this, where you take T.I., I don't know how many, I've lost track of how many albums he has, so we could just randomly say, okay, we're going to listen to the 7th track on T.I.'s first album and the 7th track on his 4th, and let's see what some around there. I mean, we could probably work around that idea, but just something similar to that. that type thing.
Yeah.
We can.
Or
and then we can
how
do
about we
current
do-
stuff.
how about we do like a music, and again, we housekeep all on the air. This is the whole segment,
Yes.
housekeeping on the air. But
All good.
or we do like a music roulette where somebody just opens their streaming service of choice and goes to new music and just hits play, and then we all review it.
I think that would be
I
great.
like that too.
And plus it keeps us kind of connected to like what's going on, since
Right.
we're kind of oblivious as to who's who now. Because when I go into my playlist
Fucking 25
now,
million spins.
I be like, this is what's popping right now. Oh, this is horrible. Or either
No,
I might
I
be
mean-
like, oh wow, this is really good. Who
Look,
is this?
So I was listening to the, and I think I had posted this on my IG story. I was listening to it was a playlist on Apple Music called The New Atlanta. And I had it on like shuffle, whatever, and I just played it and I was just riding in the car. But there was some shit on there that sounded so weird. And I don't know if maybe I thought something was wrong with my speakers, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm like, maybe I got too much treble or treble's too low or something, but it was weirdest sounding shit. Like it didn't even sound like it wasn't for me. It sounded like something they would play in like The Fifth Element or some dystopian future hip hop type shit. And I'm like, it was odd. It was super odd. And I gotta find it and I gotta send it to y'all. But I can't. Yeah, it was terrible. It was all bad.
He said it was terrible.
I couldn't rap. I couldn't catch a beat. I couldn't catch the flow. Like it was terrible.
Yo,
Mm-mm.
real quick, I want to give a shout out real quick to the people who watch and listen to this. Not last week, but the week before last was the highest rated show we've had between, I don't know if we touched a nerve with people during New Year's or they ain't had nothing to do, but between YouTube and downloads, we did a hell of a good job of pulling in the folks. So we appreciate that. I will use the high budget applause. Let's see if I'm gonna be all extra late with it. See, if this was radio, I'd have it by now. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. But I don't know. Like I said, I guess people were at the crib or whatever they were doing, and we struck a nerve and it worked. But we appreciate it because us know that we're not shouting in the wind. High budget applause? Yes, no, yes.
Hey, yeah.
So we appreciate that. Like and subscribe, please. Share, all that good stuff. We appreciate it. Oh, also, I wanted to ask this because we've talked about this before, that we have fans of this show that are in other countries, and one of them in particular is India. If you're someone who's from India or any of these other countries, comment or send us an email, the radioshowinbox@gmail.com. We want to, why do you like this? Like,
I told you it's your FBI agent stationed in India.
That's what that is?
That's exactly what it is.
But I want to, please comment or something and let us know, why do you like this? We're glad you do, and we definitely appreciate you taking the time out of your day or whatever you're doing to listen to our nonsense. But let us know, please. We'd love to know what we're doing correct, in your view, that is.
Thanks, I guess.
Fabulous.
Yes.
Ooh, maybe we could post like the country of the week, like on when we edit it, like when we, somebody listens and we'll just like shout that country out like you just did.
Oh well, I mean, it's clearly like India, and then the next one after that is like, well, no, because we got people that listen in Russia as well, so and other countries. But I just find it interesting, and I'm appreciative of it. Oh wait, we get the point. And if you want to be a guest on the radio show, email the radio show inbox at gmail.com.
Yes, we are working on an aftermath coming up where we are going to interview Adrian Owens, who is a tax preparer. So you guys who are trying to muddle around and figure out what you're going to do with your taxes and how your stimulus payments are going to interfere with that, or unemployment or whatever, we're going to discuss that, and we're just going to come up with a date. I'll let you know.
Yes, we got several coming down. I mean, the people like the caliber of folks are obviously, you know, we talk to artists and all that stuff, but coming soon, we got hairstylists, we got like Diva just talked about a tax preparer, talking to former radio personalities. We got other mashups coming with other podcasts as well. So we got plenty of stuff coming of people to talk to. Easy and I, like I said, we're about to do a mashup with our boys from ZZ Talk Podcast again. We got something coming through with that the Reels of Justice podcast. Remember the one I was talking about, Khujoe?
Oh yeah.
I was shooting the breeze with them. We about to set something up with them.
Okay.
So, yep.
And they do movies or something?
Yeah, they put movies on trial, man.
I got
you know. So
hopefully I definitely want to get in on that.
Hopefully they pick some terrible movie that we can be on the other side of to argue for it, you know.
Superman 4.
Yeah, the question piece. Like, this movie is a masterpiece. I mean, that's the one right there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to all the mashups that we're doing with them, man. We're just trying to have fun out here, man. Get the people, you know, something to listen to, something to do. And we like doing this. So, you know.
Let's do it, man.
And I hate to be self-involved, but so the 100th episode is coming up soon. That's crazy that we would have had 2 different podcasts that we did 100 episodes of, because we did 100 episodes of our previous incarnation, and now we're about to hit 100 with the radio show here soon, man. So
awesome.
Yes.
If nothing else, we're consistent.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's facts. That's
Not
facts.
me for the last 2 weeks, but I'm back now.
No, but see, that's the beauty of it, dude. We got hosts where we're never alone,
Right.
and if
I know everybody can kind of rotate in and out as they have life.
It's my turn to
happen.
duck off for 2 weeks, so I will see y'all back on February.
You can't duck out. You just can't.
Did you have a snack for the week, Khujoe? I look forward to these interesting snacks that you eat that I probably will never try, but some of them I will, but I never see them in my grocery store. So
I feel like we'd be asking Khujoe. We know he got the snack plug, I guess.
Yeah, I always got something tucked off in the holster, man. I got you. All right. I can't share because you're playing the music. We'll wait.
Damn it. Well,
we just let the music play.
All right.
Everybody dance. Okay, you turn it off.
All right, so we are gonna share, but we had to get your theme music out there. And new theme. I already got the new theme music. Some new theme music for the Aftermath has a new theme song. Don't At Me has a new theme song. A new one coming for the actual show as well. Bar X, Raw Keys, APA Entertainment hooking us up. Shout out to them for putting up with my shit, because I know I'm on his nerves. I'm like, hey man, can we get such and such? He's like, God damn, man, leave me alone, man. I'm not leaving him alone.
Don't. All right, here we go.
Holy shit.
oh wow.
There we go.
Interesting.
Kit Kat duos, mocha and chocolate. So if you're not familiar, Kit Kat has dropped these.
Sound like a stripper name.
Kit Kat?
No, coming to the stage, we got mocha and chocolate.
Oh yeah. And with that, this is a show that you want to stick around for, because this is good. So Kit Kat duos, they got I think they only got like 2 out right now. I think they got mint chocolate, and then they got mocha and chocolate. And I had the opportunity to try the mocha and chocolate, and I always try and be transparent and honest in any of these things that I do. I have never been a person who's been a huge fan of mocha. I don't dislike it. It's just not one of the flavors. If I see something mocha flavored sitting on the shelf, if I wasn't doing the snack plug, I probably would have never tried this. I would just say that. But I'm glad that I did, because that shit was good. Like, I appreciated that they actually put real coffee bits inside, like, you know, the Kit Kats and the cream, or you know, they incorporated real chocolate bits. So it's mocha flavored cream and the regular Kit Kat chocolate that that you used to. The chocolate isn't different. It's just they incorporated mocha coffee flavors with it, and it's delicious, man. Like if anybody's a flavor of mocha, if you drink mocha lattes or if you like just the mocha flavor in general, this is definitely for you because it would pair well with a coffee drink like a mocha latte. Like I just said. But yeah, definitely go out and check these out, man, if you can find them. Apparently, I stumbled upon them or whatever because there was somebody who follows me on whatever. They're like, I've been looking for these and I can never find them. Blah, blah. I can only find the mint. So if you stumble across these, then pick them up. Kit Kat Duos, mocha and chocolate.
Man, Khujoe, this segment, man, you're always coming up with something brand new all the time. And the way you explain it, it makes people want to go try it, even if it's not something that you're into. Because I'm the same. I'm not a coffee person, mocha or chocolate. But because it comes from you, my favorite skinny fat person, it will be on the radio to try it out, man. On the radar, I should say, to try it out, just based on that. Yeah. You know.
No, it's definitely worth trying. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I didn't think I was gonna like it as much. Same with that Dunkin' cereal that they had, the mocha cereal or whatever. I didn't think I was gonna like that as much. But the only thing I will say, the difference in the two mocha flavors, the chocolate flavor in Dunkin' was real chocolate that they used, but it kind of, the cereal, I don't know what it was, but it kind of had a slight aftertaste. Wasn't necessarily a turnoff, but this Kit Kat had, like, it was none of that. It was just pure like mocha flavor, and it was delicious. It worked in a candy bar. It's great.
You know what else is great? Your snack plug. You get the high budget applause, man.
Thank you.
Yay. If he can find it.
Well, you know what happened? When he started sharing, it took away the beauties of YouTube.
Oh, and if you want to see the actual like chocolate pieces, I don't know if you can see it. That's how the bar itself looks. So those little dots are the actual chocolate bits that they dropped in there. And
let's try this again, because you deserve the high budget applause. There we go.
Let me ask you, Khujoe, have you had those weird Reese's with the pretzels in it? That seems very disturbing, and I don't want to eat that. But
it's a Reese's cup with pretzels in it?
Yes, you haven't seen that?
No, I haven't seen those.
Look that up on your phone. That's a new thing. It's like a Reese's cup. They were like, oh, we're trying to figure out what we're going to do. Oh, we're just going to put pretzels in a Reese's cup. And I'm like, that sounds gross.
Well, they already got the Reese's covered pretzels anyway, which I have tried those. And it's good. I mean, it's like if you like chocolate flavored pretzels, or if you like chocolate covered pretzels, I should say, and you eat Reese's, you know what I mean? Like it just gives you a peanut butter taste to it. But they were good. I wasn't like blown. Which one was that? Was it Snyder's or was it just like a Reese's pretzel? Whichever one it was. I know I tried it before in the past. Let me see. Reese's pretzel. I mean, you gotta wait while I do this, but oh yeah, I see it. The big cup with pretzel pieces. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's
so
at
maybe
Walmart.
you could do a review on that one.
I definitely
let
will.
us know what you think.
I sure will. Oh, definitely. It's at Target. It's at
Look
Walmart.
at me contributing to the snack plug.
Hey. Oh wait, they got a potato chip peanut. Oh, they got a potato chip one too.
Oh my gosh! See, things I don't know.
Yeah.
Follow at your snack plug on Instagram,
please. But yeah, I did try the Reese's with the Reese's Pieces in it. That's kind of old, but that was good. I mean, you just adding candy coated crunch in the middle of your Reese's because it already tastes like chocolate and peanut butter. So you put chocolate and peanut butter candy pieces inside of chocolate and peanut butter. It's just gonna taste like chocolate and peanut butter with an extra crunch inside. So
I don't understand why, like in a different life, you weren't like a food scientist.
I should have been. I don't follow through on anything in life. I could have been a lot of stuff.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you do. You follow through on being a part of this show for almost 100 episodes.
Until I duck off for the next 2 weeks.
Wait, that's not a joke? You're really going to disappear for 2 weeks?
Who knows?
Probably.
Stay tuned. Tune in to find out.
Does Khujoe stay or does he go? Dun, dun,
We
dun.
need some soap opera music.
We really do. Song that's not gonna get us in trouble.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
M16, create some soap opera music for us.
Or just more original content from people that don't get us copyright strikes when they ask us to play their songs. And then, that's another scramble too with the whole YouTube thing is they're like, yeah, no problem. Then it's like, hey, that's copyrighted. Like the artist was literally a guest on the show. I can send you the clip where they were on here. We clearly have permission. So yes, there have been, but that's okay. The music break will be coming back to it.
The thing I learned about those YouTube copyrights, it's not, somebody has to flag your video. Like it's not like YouTube is. I mean, not saying that they
don't have that kind of
algorithms, right? That's saying they got algorithms that I think that check for certain stuff. But for the most part, there's like if you actually go back and look at that time when you got flagged, it'll give you the username that flagged you.
Oh,
yeah. Because that happened in one of my videos, and it showed me the act of the person who.
Was that the one with the Canadian national anthem?
Yeah.
Like who?
So
like I'm gonna protect.
Yeah, the only thing I did, I disputed it, and I was like, I only used 8 seconds of the song, and it was part of a joke, and then they removed it, and that was it.
So I guess next time I'll just be like, look, we know the artist, we got permission, they've been a guest, we played it. And other,
Yeah. And then they reviewed.
They asked us to play it. Hello.
Yeah. Now YouTube actually reviews your dispute, and then I don't know.
Not like Facebook. Oh my God.
Facebook got a box in the desert with all.
Yeah, because I'm saying every artist whose song that we play is somebody that I personally have. If I haven't like talked to them, like, well, texting counts as talking or DMing, is somebody that I've had contact with who said, "Cool." I got the email where they've sent me the song. So it's not like one of these, well, let's see what we can get. No, this is a partnership. I'm cool with someone who supplied us with guests in the past who sends us new music from the artists that they manage. So it's not one of these things where it's like, let me go just find something. No, we have partnerships with people. That's how this shit works.
Yeah.
So, back up off me. We're doing the best we can, damn it.
Back him off me. Just back him off me. Well, that was Will Smith and
Tatiana.
Oh yeah, my bad. Same show, different person.
No. Yeah,
But he taught her that.
He taught her how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we doing one gotta go, or we gonna leave?
We do not have a one gotta go because easy.
We probably gonna do 4 of us gotta go.
I mean, we can slide into random, but that's.
I was about to say, you want to do one real quick because I can just Google one. Hold on.
Shit, whatever, man.
Yep, found one. Here we go.
Let's do it.
I'm sharing my screen. Here we go. Let's do it.
All right, Girl Scout cookies.
Yes,
very good choice.
Yes.
Khujoe, very very good choice. Man,
I'm gonna start by saying that no Girl Scout cookie tastes as good as they used to. I don't know if it was the saturated fat that they removed, or they made a second factory to keep up with demand. So I don't know if it's the fact that they got a second factory or they start cutting costs. None of these cookies taste as good as they used to, but we still gonna do it. Is Tiki still on the line?
She is not.
Okay.
She came in, dropped her disembodied voice, and then she bounced.
Gotcha.
It's gonna be hilarious in post.
I'm just gonna assume she's doing something involving automotive fellatio.
Oh, snap, that's pretty funny. All right,
so we got Thin Mint Samoa's tag along Do-Si-Do. The Girl Scout cookie one gotta go. Sorry, Easy, for taking your thing, but we doing it.
Technically, it's the trademark of the radio show. Patent pending.
Is it kind of an internet thing? But yeah.
It is Easy's one gotta go, but he's not here, so tonight it's
the radio show presents.
The radio show. Yeah, the radio show presents Easy's one gotta go.
All right. So Thin Mint, Samoa's, tag-alongs, Do-Si-Dos. Thin Mint, you got your chocolate and mint. Samoa's, you got your chocolate and coconut. And tag-alongs, you got the chocolate and peanut butter. And Do-Si-Dos, you just got your plain old sandwich cookie. And let's throw in, what's the other one?
What's the lemon ones, man? What's the name of it?
Oh yeah, those things are dope.
Not lemon. That one? The shortbread ones.
Oh, those
yeah.
Hold on, let me see.
Oh yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do every. No, I don't want every cookie ever. I just want all the current flavors. Housekeeping on
Trifles. That's what they're called. Trifles. I forgot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man, I want like a sheet. Is this it? This eBay.
Oh, the lemon ups, lemonades. They got stuff I never saw.
this shit has evolved.
Oh wow, I never seen some of these before. Did they come out with new cookies?
I actually
Right.
like the original list because some of these I ain't never even heard of before. At least the other ones was in the, we knew what those were.
All right, so anyway, this is weird. This is a weird list. I don't want this list. So we're gonna go back to this and we're just gonna throw in the lemonades and then the trefoils. So Thin Mints, Samoa's, Tagalongs, those trefoils, lemonades. One gotta go.
Dosey do. Dosey do gotta go.
Thin Mints, they gotta go. I can tell you them. I'm telling you right now, them Tagalongs staying.
What?
Tagalongs staying.
Those
Thin
Samoas
Mints?
staying. Samoas are staying.
Yeah.
But how can you
Mints,
hate thin? But M16, how do you hate Thin Mints? Everybody likes Thin Mints.
That's the most popular one by far.
Well, I'm good on that. If I want a mint, I'll eat a mint.
Dave
I want a cookie. I want a cookie.
Dave Chappelle you can't say that when you've chosen to leave coconut peanut butter. You can't. All of these are combinations of things.
Tagalongs are staying.
If I want a coconut, I'll eat a coconut.
Yeah,
But if I want a peanut butter cookie, I'll just eat a peanut butter cookie. Tagalong is weird.
Yeah, if I want some peanut butter, I'll just dip my spoon in the jar.
Yeah, why do I need to dip it in there and cover it in chocolate? Ain't that a Reese's cup?
Look, it's my right not to like Thin Mints. You violate my
it's
right.
not, because you just dropped another bomb on us earlier about Dave Chappelle, and now we got to deal with Thin Mints too.
Yes. How much can we take in one night? I'm just saying.
Anyway, I'm agreeing with ATL Diva. I'm saying dosey dose.
Yeah, and why do they have so many peanut butter type cookies? Like, what's up with that?
That is a thing. I just caught that too.
I don't think that's the only one either.
Nah, I think it's another one. I think it's one more that got some kind of peanut butter.
Look at what you Google, Khujoe. If you're looking at the screen, the very first comment right there says, which one got a person says Thin Mints. Get them out of here. Get them gone.
Oh, wow. Reading is fundamental.
First of all,
then the third person.
First of all, she's on
Thin
Twitter
Mints.
with her government name. Get out of here. She's weird.
So what about Rap Capital here? Thin Mints are disgusting. Don't fall in the trap, don't you?
His avatar is the wheelchair disabled symbol. And he has nothing to do. And
why?
nothing in there,
Capital? Who does?
Nothing in
is
there
that
says
a real
anything
business?
about disabled. I don't trust them. Here we go. Scott. Who is this? Scott Wapner. There we go. Oh, he's a host on CNBC. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He said, "Excuse me." There you go.
You didn't even know who this fool was 15 seconds ago. You just saw he was on CNBC.
And that's credible. That is a credible source.
And then the
First
guy
of all,
right under him told
M16
he gave him the old man. He gave him the old man. He told him to take a hike. Take a hike, pal.
yeah.
Well, first of all, M16, you gauged our attention over here in this corner, so now it's a free for all. Okay.
Yep. So look, you see how many likes that got?
Look, I'm winning on points here. Look, 7 people like those Cheryl's Thin Mints, okay?
7. A whole 7.
Look, Thin Mints are disgusting.
Yeah.
Look, Ramp Capital. 306 people liked his comment too.
Oh, look at the Dosey Do one. Look at him kicking it straight out of there. Dosey Dos.
Dosey Do, we'll say.
That's pretty funny. My sentiments exactly, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, those aren't disgusting, but it's kind of basic. It's just a peanut butter sandwich cookie, so that's not really.
Yeah, like
I
come
mean, some
better
people
than
want
that.
basic with their cookies, but I don't want thin. I don't want thin mints and you know.
First of all, those Girl Scout prices are not basic.
You put some Thin Mints in the freezer, but look, come here. Anyway, but yes, the ATL Diva, the prices have. I think the last time I remember the price, it was like $4 or $3.50 or something like that. I think they have like $8 a box now or $9 a box.
Jesus Christ!
How you gonna charge more and it don't taste as good?
Yeah, it used to taste better, and then like you can't even find them.
If my daughter wants to be a Girl Scout, I'm telling her no.
They won't even have Girl Scouts.
This whole organization is just a front to sell cookies.
Yeah, like what else are they doing these days?
I've never in my entire life heard one woman be like, I owe the woman I am today to the Girl Scouts.
Hell, you can't
I owe my life. The Girl Scouts taught me so much.
I'm dead. Oh.
Nobody.
That's damn near random.
And I'm out. See y'all next week.
That was it.
Or
that
will
was a good
you?
one, though, Khujoe. Impromptu one gotta go, where we kept the fight as we usually do, because usually it is a fight.
This man said Thin Mints.
Yeah, I said Thin Mints. It's gonna be funny coming up with the caption for this show because I got attacked. All right, it's time for the game that's sweeping the nation, and we have several of them. It's random. Khujoe, you was leaning back like, you know, you was like, okay. What you got on your mind, man? Oh, Diva, you got it? Go ahead.
I have a random because I'm actually on MSNBC, and the first thing that pops up, like literally on the website, it's like they're counting, I don't know, 1 through 10 top stories, and like this lady wrote a story, and she goes, Black people tried to tell y'all about Trump, so yeah, we've got jokes now.
Yeah.
Ha ha. They didn't want to listen. Somebody says, I want to hear Mike Pence say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, hold your breath. Yeah, it's not happening. The word of the night that Khujoe brought up, I wonder if you can do this, Khujoe, while I'm doing it, but the word of the night tonight, kids, is complicit.
There you go. Remind me. I should probably start noting this stuff. But if we had a definitive start time and then like a stop time, then I could be like, okay, we had X amount of minutes.
We can, but we don't. But that's why I'm here, Khujoe. I'm help. You know.
Wait, on your side as the recorder, you can't see how long it's been recording.
The counter. I mean, I'm pretty good in my head of remembering what we were talking about at a certain point in time.
I got you. Okay. All right.
Yep.
What's your random?
I just want to say to the people that's using social media that when you're posting whatever it is, your motivational quote or whatever it is you want to put it does not have to include a selfie. That's all I got to say. You can just post a quote. You don't need a picture. Thanks.
Mine is also about social media. I don't know if this is innovative or if every social media platform should take this approach, but I just know it's gotten pretty fucking annoying. I recently joined Poshmark to try to sell off some unused shit, and upon joining, I started getting notifications that people were following me. I'm like, really? And I first of all, I didn't even know that's how Poshmark was set up. It's like, it's social media and there's followers and like, it's social media. I thought it was just a place to sell some shit. Anyway, I was expecting eBay, but for clothes. But anyway, so apparently they have like this automation that happens when you join. They automatically have you follow a bunch of people, and then they automatically have a bunch of people follow you.
Oh, wow.
And the notifications, I gotta say, I mean, I turned them off, but it just got annoying. Like I thought it was just haphazardly. Maybe some people got some bots set up because there's bots on every app. I just thought some bots would just follow me. Oh, okay, they'll probably stop after a while. No, I'm up to like 300 something followers, and I just joined like 3 days ago, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? But I thought about it. that would be an interesting approach on some of these other social media platforms, just to make sure there's a level of engagement, because everybody thinks they're too fucking cool to hit the follow button. So if you force people to automatically follow, then, you know, I don't know. I know the notifications are annoying as shit. So once I turn the notifications off, then I can really think about the concept of forcing people to follow each other based on, I don't know, like similarities and topics or whatever. I don't know.
Man, that is 100% facts, Khujoe. Just hit the follow back button, man. It ain't that hard.
And you know what's funny? I noticed everybody, it doesn't matter how many followers you have, everybody deals with this, because I've saw it with people with 1 million followers, and I see it with people with 200 followers. You will get more interactions on a video because you can see views when you post a video. So you can see how many people at least saw the video versus how many likes you got. And it's always like 1% of your follower count. So like if you got 1,000 followers, then you know what I'm saying? Like that's typically how it works. But like I said, I see it even with celebrities, like not celebrities, because it's a little bit different for certain celebrities, like Kim Kardashian, Beyonce, and all them. That's different. But like an Instagram famous person, like they got 1 million followers. When they post a video, it'll get like 10,000 views. But if they post a photo or something else, then it's like, I'm sorry, it'd be like 100,000 views. But if they post a photo, it's like 10,000 likes or something like that. Yeah, it's like a huge difference in the interaction with video.
I know what you're saying. Like you take the time to watch this 40-second clip or whatever, the little heart is like right there.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It's like,
yeah. Just keep scrolling.
People get heart stingy, that's all.
But that happens a lot with us too. You know, our videos be getting 70, 80, 90 views, and then we get like,
3 likes.
Yeah. I'm like, you stuck around for it, just hit the little button.
Yeah,
there.
exactly. But then I also don't know what Instagram counts as a view. Like, is it 3 seconds? Did you watch the whole thing? Is it?
I forgot. It depends on how long your video is. But...
Oh, okay.
They don't be that. These don't be that long. We just, little clips, 45 seconds maybe. At that.
That's a good attention span.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. A 2-hour show is even larger of an attention span.
But here you are hanging in again for the 95th time. Well, not on YouTube, that is, but in general, 95 times, show number 95. The only reason why I'm counting these, and I wouldn't even know that, is only because our host channel reminded me of how many we have. Because who lost count of that a long time ago. Yeah. So if they wasn't housing how many it was, I would have no idea.
Interesting.
None.
Go.
All right, another one in the books.
Yeah.
We'll be back at you with another one
next week.
Next week. All right. Again, the word of the night is complicit. And if you were complicit with the Trump administration, you can't back away now with 2 weeks left because you were complicit.